This podcast is part of the Pull Up a Chair podcast network. Let's build community through connection, conversation, and collaboration.
What does it mean to be happy? 'Cause it looks like we all don't know. Glass half full or empty. Man, we just putting on the show.
Welcome to How's That Workin' For You, Season 2. It's your girls, Kat and V, but this time we're taking deeper dives into mental health and breaking stigmas. So get ready because things are about to get real and personal.
Hey Kat, what's up?
It's life update time. So I guess this is a good time to tell our listeners about like this the structure of How's That Working For You, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be two episodes that are hosted by V and I, like at one after the other. So 1 week will be V, one week will be me, and then the third episode is just going to be a life update on both of our ends, just kind of catch up with where we're at because both of us lead some pretty interesting lives. So
Yes. So let's start with you, Kat. What have you been up to since the ending is season 1 and up to this point in season 2?
So much. I think I started traveling a lot. Did I start traveling before or after?
You started traveling after because we were finished with season 1 before you left.
Right. Yeah, I mean, like, it's when I say traveling, it's kind of like, I don't mean traveling because obviously it's a global pandemic, but basically my boyfriend and I are moving, like living, like working from home from different places around the country right now. So it's traveling, but like socially distanced traveling, if that makes sense. I think it does. So in September, we were in Arizona. Then October, we were in Washington State, but like on an island off the coast of Washington, living in a tiny house. That was a lot. We brought way too much luggage to be living in a tiny house. We are reassessing the situation. For January, no, we're in December. December, we went home a little bit to San Francisco, but then left again for the holidays to spend with my boyfriend's family. And then now we're in Alaska. But at the end of November, I guess since this is kind of our more serious podcast, I can talk about how my grandma passed away at the end of November. And that was a lot. Thankfully, I was with my boyfriend's family and they were very, very kind and made me feel at home. But I feel like that's a little bit of a life update. That's been a little bigger pill to swallow, like a harder pill to swallow because, it's just when you lose somebody, like lose them, they don't come back. And that's been something that I've been wrapping my mind around. It's, grief is never linear. So some days are harder than others. I'm fine today, but if I really do sit and think about it, it kind of gets a little sad. My grandma, I was really grateful because our local hospital in San Rafael was a lot more accommodating than most hospitals that I've heard of during this pandemic. It was the emergency unit, but that night wasn't very busy for them at all. And it was just kind of, my grandma passed and they let us, like my family, stay there with her long enough so that at least all of our extended family in the area was able to visit her. And they definitely let more than most hospitals would allow into her hospital room. And we were very, very grateful for that because the whole family was able to say goodbye. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's just so much more than we could have ever asked for, especially during times like this. And
Oh yeah, I'm sure that meant everything.
yeah, it really did. It was nice because my grandma just looked like she was asleep. And it didn't feel like she had left yet. And I don't really think she did. I think she was still there, you know? Like,
Yeah.
not in her body, but definitely just around. And that was really a really comforting thought to know and to feel. And I don't think that if they were following strict socially distanced protocols and didn't allow us to do that, I think that my family would have had a much rougher time saying goodbye to her. I mean, it's still rough. It's always rough. It's never,
Yeah.
it's never
Death is
smooth.
never easy.
It's never a smooth goodbye, right? You don't ever want to say goodbye to your loved ones ever. But when you do, let's hope it's in a special way like I was able to experience. But aside from that, just on a more positive note, I am in Alaska, like I said before. We are here, and we were planning on coming home after a month. So I've been here for like 2 weeks now. We were planning on coming back to San Francisco and then like pivoting to a different area of the US afterwards, after a month. But it's just the numbers are so bad in California right now. And we have so much stuff with us that we feel that it's just like, we haven't experienced enough of Alaska to really want to leave yet. So we're going to stay here for another month.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. On top of the numbers in California being a little risky right now. I mean, I know UV, like you're immunocompromised, so that's like a really scary reality to live in.
I mean, I very rarely leave my 2-bedroom apartment. I'm a hermit, officially a hermit.
More than you were before.
Yeah.
Like, you really left your house to begin with.
No, like after college, I decided that home was a good place and I just never really left home. And now everybody else can't either. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good or bad thing.
It just is. You know, I feel like people have just kind of gotten used to it. And we've found ways to get around feeling trapped, I guess. I mean, at least you and I have. Can't speak for everybody, but yeah, I mean, I know that I'm very privileged to be able to have the opportunity to study from home, and for my boyfriend to also work from home, where we can really like work from anywhere in the US and still like be fine. I mean, the time zones are a little difficult to work with sometimes, but I don't know. We're thinking Hawaii next, and I don't even know what the time zone is going to be like there.
From what I remember from my honeymoon, because we honeymooned in Hawaii, it was like maybe a 2-hour difference or something. It was something like that. I don't think it was
2 hours? Only 2 hours?
Yeah, because we didn't get jet lagged at all. We left in the morning and we were there like midday.
I'm looking it up now. 3 p.m. on Monday. Oh, wow. It is only...
It wasn't so much that we had any like real jet lag.
Whoa. Okay, then that's fine. We'll still be able to podcast normally then.
Yeah, we won't have to do weird hours. If we have to do weird hours one day, we will do weird hours.
Because I'm sure I'll end up somewhere else eventually.
So if you had to compare all the different places that you've been in, what was your favorite so far?
Here, I think. It was a little, it was really hot in Arizona, and it was kind of like, you didn't really get to experience a whole lot in Arizona because it was so hot. And I really liked Sedona, though. That was kind of cool. But we didn't get to spend a whole lot of time there. We were in Phoenix, which is it's a city, but it's so weird because it's kind of like a ghost town because nobody was outside. And I don't know if it was because of COVID or if it was also the, just in general, it was so hot, people don't like going outside.
Okay.
So it could have been that. I don't know. Washington was also really cool. When we return, because I'm sure we will, because Jordan really liked it. We lived on the San Juan Islands, which I know not a lot of people have heard of, because I didn't even know about the San Juan Islands. A lot of people in Washington know about them because they're off the coast of Washington. But it's like, think of like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to say it's just like there's one big main island, kind of like Hawaii, and then there's like the little islands around it. And Jordan and I stayed on one of the little islands around it, but it's also a lot smaller than Hawaii, like very, very small. And we lived on in a tiny house on one of these small islands, but there was only one general store on that island that was like barely ever open, and you couldn't really buy a lot of stuff there. So it was definitely a lot of work to get on and off that island, to go and get stuff, supplies, come back. If we were to do it again, we'd bring a whole lot less stuff and maybe rent like electric bikes or something like that. Like, well, we probably will find our way back there eventually, but
all in due time.
Yeah, and we stayed like on those islands. It was kind of okay. I want to talk about this because it is kind of our more serious podcast. It's like I'm Asian. So
yes,
considered colored, right? I'm definitely one of the more privileged of the minorities, but nonetheless, I'm still colored. I was definitely one of like 2 to 3 Asian people that I saw during my whole month in the San Juan Islands.
Oh,
so
well then.
It was just like my boyfriend's white. So he didn't really notice that difference, of course, because I'm Asian, I notice those things. So it didn't feel so much at home. It was a definitely really, really fun experience and adventure for sure. Would 100% go back, but it didn't feel like home.
Okay.
Is what I'm trying to say. I would rather go to like an area closer to Seattle. I'm also like a city girl at heart. I love the city. And that's why here in Anchorage, Alaska, it feels a lot better. Like there's a city, it's like a city, but also like rugged enough to satisfy my boyfriend's love of like the wilderness and like,
Okay.
that's kind of like what it's like right now. So it's kind of like a happy medium. I'm also learning how to ice skate, which is dope.
Awesome.
At 27 years old, which I'm vlogging about that and recording that right now. I just think it's so cool, like that I have the opportunity to learn something new at 27. I think a lot of people are just kind of scared to do it. And like,
yeah,
or just like I'm able-bodied enough to do it. And like, really, like I honestly, like, because I think it's so important to honor your body and like just push yourself to try new things when you have the ability to do it. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping our next stop will be Hawaii. And I said that before.
I love it.
So we'll see. We learned from experience is that we're no longer gonna do every month, because a month isn't long enough to really experience the area, is what we've learned.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing it like every 6 to 8 to 10 weeks. Like we're going to be moving from place to place like that. I think we're still going to like book Airbnbs month to month. So we'll try different areas of that state, I guess, or of that area. But yeah, that's my life update.
You have a very fun life. Me, on the other hand, like I said earlier, I haven't really left my apartment much, but it's given me plenty of time to be creative. Like I really took off on my YouTube page. I somehow got up to like 350 subs in, I don't know, like 4 or 5 months, which is awesome. And I've like met a lot of really great people, and I feel like I've just been super productive. I'm going to bump up my upload schedule to Tuesday through Friday on my YouTube page. I probably will link that somewhere in the description of this podcast. And so my schedule, I actually have it really like well planned out. So Monday, the How's That Working For You podcast is going to be released, which I hope gets more traction this year. Tuesdays are my health journey videos. So I like test out different workout programs. I test out different dieting programs, and I like review equipment and stuff like that. And then Wednesdays are my makeup days, where I either test out a makeup pack, review a makeup product, or something like that. Thursdays are my random days. So I do shopping videos and product reviews and general hacks and just wonderful, fun, random stuff that I'd be doing anyways. And Friday are cleaning videos because I got to keep my 2-bedroom apartment clean. I feel like smaller spaces are harder to keep clean than bigger spaces because it's just harder to put stuff away and harder to like organize stuff. And so keeping things clean and orderly, it's just always been a struggle. And I've like met such a great community on YouTube. It's been absolutely amazing. And then also like I started doing more stuff on Instagram. And I know I've mentioned this in like somewhere that I was never really on social media until like a year ago. Like I might post one post every 2 or 3 months, but now I'm posting regularly and I'm talking about and opening up about myself a lot more. Like I talked about being disabled for the first time ever, like 2 weeks ago on Instagram, which I guess will be like quite a bit longer once this episode's released. And I feel like I'm finally ready to have a voice in the world, and being stuck at home and seeing everybody else stuck at home has really helped me come out of my shell in terms of opening up my guard and being a more open and vocal person.
I'm so proud of you. I really am. I feel like since getting to know you, you've like, I mean, you've grown so much as an individual, and I feel like both of us have helped each other grow in like the best ways.
Oh, absolutely. We complement each other so well.
Yeah, like you've helped me grow in like the adulting arena, and I've helped you grow in like I was not very good at adulting, I will own that, but I'm much better at it now. A lot of it's thanks to V, but it's like I've been able, I hope at least I've been able to like help you kind of address some of those deeper issues that you deal with. And
yeah, I wouldn't say that I'm shy, but I'm guarded.
Yeah, you're not shy at all.
And so coming out of my shell.
Yeah, I think that.
No, I can talk to anybody.
Yeah, I think that guarded, but also kind of just, you like to suppress a lot of your feelings, and that's not always the healthiest thing to do.
Yeah. So I guess talking openly has done a lot to really help with that.
You just needed a friend to listen to you, though. I feel like that was something that really, like, man, people were not nice, like, kind to you, as far as I know. Like,
yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
This is my life now. This is fine. This is our, like, meme, by the way.
That meme?
That's our meme. Literally, like, it's just our... It's been an inside joke between all of us. It's also actually her husband.
Yes. Yes, he's also the epitome of that. Oh, one big update that kind of happened to me was I almost quit being a family therapist for my family.
Wait, you never told me about that. Well, you kind of did.
Yeah, so I put up some boundaries, and since then, I'm only like fielding problems maybe 3 times a week. Which is huge, because I was fielding like 3 problems a day, and to have that down to like 3 times a week has been absolutely amazing.
I just want to talk about, like, for a second, like, how, because we addressed this in our last episode, or you did, because you were telling your story, but, like, your family has the audacity, okay, the audacity to, like, treat you like garbage, and then, like, also come to you for life advice and, like, leech you of your time and energy.
Yeah. Like, they'll call me and they'll be like, hey, what are you up to? I'm working. Okay. And then continue on.
Oh, I know they listen to this, right?
No, they don't. They don't listen to or watch any of my stuff. Like, I get no support. The worst part is they know about it and they give me advice without even watching the stuff.
Like, what advice? What?
Exactly. It's like, if you don't watch my content, don't give me advice about my content.
What the heck? Okay, your family is just like I said, they have the audacity to be the way that they are.
But it's gotten better, and that's the update. It's gotten better. I had to threaten to quit.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I feel like this is something that you've worked on ever since I met you.
Yeah.
It's like...
It's been a process.
Exactly. How's that working for you?
Well, it's working. Good. That's for sure.
Yeah, good. I know that your husband and I share the same opinion, but it's just like, it's been such a struggle to open your eyes to the fact that you don't have to help your family every time that they ask for help.
Yeah, well, We'll see how that goes. But with that, we're going to close off this episode for today. If you want to, see more of our more relaxed selves, check out the Cat and V Show, and it's always going to be linked down below. And we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.
Absolutely. Bye.
Hello, I am Patrick.
And I'm Andrew. And I'm Christian.
And I'm Allie.
And we are Rad Theater, a podcast where a bunch of friends play role-playing games and share a single brain cell, and the GM doesn't always have it. Oh, and it's theater spelled the correct way, Theatre.